how's it going? If you're new here, my name is Jan and I love makeup. And if you're not new, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate you. So for today's video, I thought I would do all of the tips and tricks that I use on my own face when I'm doing makeup and show you in case you could find them helpful or useful. I don't want to come across as being a know-it-all or condescending. You may know these things, and if you do, that's awesome. I'm also kind of hoping maybe you know some things that I don't and you could leave it in the comment section for me to learn. I think that would be amazing. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, now's a great time to do that. I upload 4 videos a week, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. If you click on the bell and choose all, YouTube will notify you when I upload a new video, and then you can choose to watch it or not. Totally up to you, no pressure. I do want to mention before I get going, if you're interested in my earrings, they came from the Little Cricket Gallery in Ludlow, Vermont. I'll link that below so you can go check out all the things that she has there. These earrings are one of a kind. She makes one of a kind jewelry and other art pieces, so definitely worth your time to take a reconnoiter if you're into one of a kind things. Anything I mention in the video that I will link in the description box below. I did just dye my eyebrows. I'll link that video below for you in case you missed it. I really appreciate you being here so much. All right, let's get into it. I'm about to have a very naked face, so brace yourself. Okay, all zoomed in, my hair's pulled back. Listen, the hair. I was practicing wearing it curly because I thought I had to. The reasons don't matter, but I don't have to wear it curly, but once I've committed to curly, I'm stuck to it for the rest of the week. So this is the best I can do today. Please don't judge it too harshly. It's crazy, but let's jump right into the video. So tips and tricks. I picked up a few recently and I thought, let's play and maybe I can show you, and maybe if you have some, you can leave it in the comment section so I can try yours. I think it's all about like learning. Let's see what we can learn from each other and put into practice. So first thing, obviously my skincare is already done. Around my eyebrows it's a little bit red because I recently dyed them, like just in the last few minutes. That video is already up. I'll link it below if you want to check it out. So we're gonna ignore that too. No paying attention to any of the hair on my head today. Like I said, my skincare is done. What I've been doing recently, and I just saw this, I want to say it was one of Robert Welsh's recent-ish videos. He was watching TikTok and he saw it. I don't know how to see makeup videos on TikTok, so I don't see that stuff. So anyway, yammering. I'm very yammery today. I just spent the last little while talking to a friend on Instagram. So, okay, I'm gonna use the On Till Dawn setting spray from One Size. So I'm just gonna spray this all over my face before I put on my foundation. I've done it a few times and it does make a difference with my oils. If you have dry skin, I don't know if this would work for you. Perhaps a hydrating setting spray would be your friend in this scenario, but I am oily and normal. So I'm going to use this and then apply my foundation. I love this stuff. I swear it's just like when I used to spray hairspray on my face. It doesn't feel wet. I love it. Way better than hairspray. So I'm gonna use my CoverGirl foundation like I normally do, and then I will come back and show you the next tip / trick that I've recently picked up. I'm back, my foundation's on, and I did some of the Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas on my lids. So now I'm actually gonna use the same thing, the Gerard Cosmetics, and I'm going to use this as my concealer today. So we're just gonna go in a little bit. And then the other trick I wanna talk about is taking everything up. When you're applying makeup and you're of an age, everything starts to head south. Everything. Even your skin. Like you just lose some of the fullness and elasticity that you had when you were younger. So by pulling up slightly with your products, and this goes for concealer, blush, bronzer, highlight, contour, like everything. If you pull up a little bit, it gives the effect of lifting your face. It's not actually gonna lift your face. Nothing's going to except a facelift, but it gives the illusion. And hey, illusion is super affordable, so that's what I'm going with. This next trick is to open up the inner portion of my eye. So to do that, I'm going to use my Bye Bye Under Eye Concealer. This cannot go anywhere near my under eye because that leads to badness. Okay, I have my Refer number 12 brush. This is just a very short, chubby blending brush. And I don't know if you can see it. It is the tiniest little little drop dot of concealer. And I'm just going to focus that right on the inner corner. Let me get a little bit more. Just on the inner corner. I'm not bringing it anywhere. I'm just working it in on the inner corner. If I can blend this in just there, it opens my eyes up nice and bright, which I want. I think that's a good look. This might seem like a strange step coming from me because I do really like to do as much as I can to get my oils to stay at bay. However, I saw this and I thought, let me give it a try. And it's taking a hydrating setting spray. I'm using this Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Ultra Fine Mist. And I'm going to just spray this all over my face and then tap over everything with my dampened beauty blender. Making sure just to bounce it. We're not dragging, trying not to move anything. Now I'm gonna set everything with my Nakia Joy Velvet Finishing Powder like I always do, and then I'll come back and we'll do what's next. Okay, I've powdered my face. Obviously it's still sitting there. I don't brush away the powder for a while. Like I said, I'm oily and the powder really helps to make that less of a thing. Okay, let's move on to contour, bronzer, a blush, and highlight. I'm not saying I'm an expert. I'm saying this is what works for my face and my face shape. So I like this Refer number 4 brush. It's angled, it's small, and I only use it for contour. You could use it for literally whatever you want to. Brushes are made to use however you like using them. So for my specific face shape, I start where my ear touches my head. I don't know, that's just what makes sense to me. And I keep it pulled back here pretty far. And then I'll blend it down just a tiny, but like at an angle. And then I do the same thing on the other side where my ear starts to touch my head, or yeah, the top, but where my ear and my head are connected, not like the top of my ear up here. And then also I have this natural hollow, like this is not the contour, that's my face, which kind of is, it's not where I want it to be. So I have to make the two kind of come together a little bit. Otherwise it looks like I messed up my contour pretty badly. This side doesn't have it. So we're just gonna blend and blend and blend because I have several chins and I want to kind of disguise that a little bit. I run a bit of the contour just along here. It just adds a little bit of a shadow. Again, gives the illusion my face and my chins aren't as fluffy as they actually are. Until I go. So this is the number 221 Eye Smudger from It Cosmetics. These are the It for Ulta brushes. I think all of my It brushes are the It for Ulta. And then I just dip it gently into the contour and I run it along the outermost edge of my bottom lip. Really blend it in. And then I dip back in. I don't rub it, I just like stamp gently. and then I place it in the center of my Cupid's bow. Not touching my upper lip. And then whatever's left on the brush, I hold the brush vertically and just run it right here. And it gives a little bit more of a shadow there, which is, you know, where you want the fluffiest part of your lip to be. And that is my contour. So for the concealer lightness to be a thing here, it only works if there is darkness to contrast. So I'm going to add bronzer now, and that's where the dark comes in. Dark makes everything look kind of pushed back, slimmer, smaller, and light brings it forward. So I'm going to use, I don't know if did I show you the contour I use is this Kevin Aqua contour shade. I love this. I don't imagine I will ever be without it. So if anybody hears about this going away, let me know, because I'll have to buy all of them. Okay, so on my number 5, this is my favorite bronzer brush. It's the Rephr number 5. I don't know if it's meant to be a bronzer brush. It's how I use it. It was clean. I just dipped it into my bronzer, and I start back here, same as my contour, but just a little higher. So contour and bronzer can touch, and that's totally fine. And again, I'm kind of going like this, more of an angle, bringing it up along my cheekbone. Same thing over here. And then move up to my forehead. Obviously, you bronze where the sun would naturally touch your face. But then I like to put a little right here. You want the lightness here, so I do it just above my brow, like where my hairline comes in. And then you have the contrast, dark, light, dark. Can you see any difference at all, or is it all my imagination? It's fine either way. And I like a pretty bronze look. I'm a better person when I have a tan, because that means I've been out in the sun. So until I'm able to be outside again, we're gonna fake it. So I think it's a noticeable like difference. Maybe when I'm all done and you didn't see it happening, you wouldn't necessarily know, but because I'm pointing it out to you, I think you can see it, and I like it. I hope that's not coming across as arrogant or snotty, because that's not what I mean. I just mean you have to like what your face looks like, whether you're wearing a full beat or you're just wearing a moisturizer. All that matters is that you're happy. And right now, I'm okay with the way my face looks. So I'm gonna use my House Laboratories Casa Gaga blush. This is the 2D Gel Powder All Over Rouge in the shade Bellini. It's so pretty. I like it a lot. So on a second, Rephr number 5, also what I prefer to use for blush. I love these brushes. Obviously I have 2. So blush, just above and touching where I put the bronzer, but not anywhere near where I put my contour. And then up by my brow and my hairline. Again, just trying to blend the bronzer. And then my face is actually kind of long. It's a bit angular. So I do like to bring my blush in a bit on my cheeks. If you have a very round face, it can make your cheeks look rounder. And maybe you want that, maybe you don't. It's totally up to you. Either way is perfect. But I don't want to drag my face down. So I do tend to bring my blush in, not heavily, like I start back here like I always do, because no matter where you put your brush first, that's where you're gonna get the most product. That applies to literally everything you put on your face. Eyeshadow, blush, bronzer, everything. highlight, it's gonna be darkest where you lay your brush down after, you know, packing on the product. And I like to do just the tip of my nose. I have rosacea, so I don't do the bridge of my nose, which I think is a super cute look on every other face but mine, because my nose is always red anyway. Not the tip. The tip doesn't get red, but the rest of my nose does. And then I just wanna, I'll even, you know, sweep it gently over where the concealer is. It gives more of a seamless blend, I think. When I was younger, somewhere along the way, I have picked up a ton of makeup information, good, bad, or otherwise. But I remember someone saying to put blush up on your forehead, and it helps to kind of tie in all of the different shades on your face. Sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't. I feel like it just depends on whether the urge has struck or not. So now, before I do highlighter, I want to buff over everything. I do this every single time I do my makeup without fail. And for that, I am loving the Dior Powder No Powder. This is Too Natural. I love this. I've been using a big fluffy rougher brush to buff my face, but I'm gonna try using the Wayne Goss #2. I really like how small this is. I really just pack my brush with the powder, and then I start right there, and I run it all along the edges of where I put all of the product. I just want to make sure everything is blended nicely. And this has a bit of a sheen. It's not shiny, it's not sparkly, it just has, I refer to it as a natural finish. Because I'm oily, I don't want a bunch of glow on my face. But I also don't want it to be so matte that it obviously looks like a mask. So I just put that everywhere. And with a bit of the sheen, it just looks more natural, and I like it. So the Nakia Joy and the Dior, I will never be without. The Kevyn Aucoin either. I really, really love all three of those products, and I think that they are worth having in any makeup collection if you like to do these steps in your routine. Now let's play with some highlight. I'm gonna use the House Labs highlight that I got with the Casa Gaga collection as well, and this is in the shade Luce de Sol. I'm saying that wrong. And I'm using the highlighting brush that came with this collection because I really like it. And putting that right up, and then bringing it all around my eye in like a half moon shape. I think it's pretty, so that's how I do it. If you want more out of your highlight, you can always dampen your skin first with a setting spray and then add the highlight, and that will amp it up a bit. Sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't. And I do like this Morphe M213 brush. It's teeny tiny. I like to use that to highlight the tip of my nose. And then I also do a little bit on my nostrils. Don't judge me, I like it. And I'm gonna apply a little to my brow bone. Well, it's a bit dark, but I think it should be okay once I do my eye look. That's the face done, and I think everything looks nice. It looks well blended. I'm a fan. What do you think at this point so far? Do you like it? Are any of these things you do? Let me know. now let's do lips. So I'm gonna do a neutral lip. I'm going to do a neutral lip look because I'm gonna do something quick and neutral with my eyes just to show you another trick that I like. So I'm gonna use my Juvia's Place liner in the shade Sweet Nothing. I love the Juvia's Place liners so much. Okay, so I can't talk to you while I'm doing this. I'm gonna explain it beforehand and then do it. So I overline my lips, but not the whole thing. So I overline under here and I overline my Cupid's bow right there. But I follow my lip line the rest of my mouth. So here goes. And I bring the lip liner under my lip. That lends to the bigger bottom lip look, which we already started with the contour. Now for my Cupid's bow. I'm not saying this is super easy. In fact, most of the time I mess it up a little bit and fix it, but hopefully I get it right today, so you can see. So I usually start here. Just following my lip line, and then I come up and around. Initially, I keep it pretty close because I can always add more, can't take it away. And the same thing over here. Over here is trickier because on this side of my lip, I have this little part that comes out right there. So I have to try to blend that with the lip liner and my lip without it getting bigger. And then up and over. And I do it several times because I'm going in super, super light. And depending on my mood, sometimes I leave a big dip, sometimes I come across here a bit more. It just depends on my mood and the look that I'm going for. I think today I'm happy with that. And that's the thing about makeup. You can just play. It's not serious at all. You just gotta do what feels fun and good for you in the moment. And for my lipstick, I'm gonna use my Maybelline Superstay ink. And this is in the shade Seductress. I really like this lipstick. It wears nicely. And that I keep below the edge of the lip liner. Like I blend the two, but I don't bring my lipstick out to the edge of the lip liner because lip liner helps to keep your lipstick from running all over your face and causing hate and discontent. That's it, done and dusted. Okay, well that's drying down. Let's do brows. I did just dye my eyebrows. So if I wasn't doing this video, I probably wouldn't do much to them. I've been enjoying playing with my brows, so I haven't dyed them recently. But for today, we're gonna use just a couple of products so I can show you. So this is the Brow Stylist Definer in Dark Brunette by L'Oreal. This is the darkest brow liner I have, and I keep this on the outer portion of my brow, like out here, and typically along the top of my brow, along most of the top. I had heard somewhere along the way that if your brow is slightly darker towards the top, it makes it appear to be higher. And we all know when it comes to your face, higher is better. So that's how I do it. Again, whether it's my imagination or fact, I don't know. And I have a scar that runs through this eyebrow, so I do have to fill in a bit more and give myself a tail because the scar took it away. I also prefer to have a lighter brow towards the front and a darker brow towards the back. Because my brows are all one color since I dyed them, I'm going to use this NYX Professional Tinted Brow Mascara, and this is in the shade Blonde. I pretty much only use this when I freshly dyed my brows if I'm gonna put anything in, because it does help to lighten the inner portion. And I do this one first before I do the darker one, so I can blend the two. This isn't my absolute most favorite brow gel on the planet. The dark one I'm about to use is. This is the Maybelline Brow Fast Sculpt. Love this stuff. If you are looking for a brow gel that holds your brows, that will not let those little suckers budge, this is the brow gel for you. It is tinted, which I normally really like because my brows aren't normally freshly dyed, but they are today. So it's really not gonna take much, but this will hold them. Then I'm just gonna gently go over where I put the blonde, just a little bit to kind of blend the two. And that is that. Now, typically I do this step before I go over everything on my face with the Dior powder, but I forgot. And I use the Ultra Slim Brow Pencil in dark brown. I don't think this is that dark brown, and it's kind of like an auburny undertone. And I use that to do my moles. The one by my eye, I just can't cover, it's so dark. And this one, I can still see even after I do my makeup, so I figure might as well let them come out and play and be their best selves instead of trying to hide them. And I won't add any more product to the brush. I'll just kind of stipple over where I put the moles, and then they look a bit more natural. And since they actually do belong on my face, it works for me. All we have left now is a quick little eye look and my tips. Okay, I have heavily hooded eyes and cannot do a wing. I don't possess the talent or the knowledge. Maybe eventually I will. I do keep practicing and trying. So far, it's been an epic failure. And when I say epic, I am not exaggerating. Big, huge, huge mess. So I like to use butterscotch tape. I've never done it with my face all done before. I usually do it when, before I do my face. So I take most of the sticky off by applying it to the back of my hand, and then I just move my hairs, and then I apply it angled up, and then just put it right there. Now the trick with this is getting the tapes to match on both sides, but it can be done. I think that's good enough. Like I said, it's easier to do before you do your face makeup, but we're gonna make this work. I will have to be a little bit more careful than I normally am, but that's okay, I can do that. So I'm gonna use my Viseart Professional Makeup in Neutral Matte Eyeshadow Palette. I've used this a couple of times, so I thought today would be a good day to break it out. And I'm going to go in with this shade for where I want my crease. So with my Rephr number 27 big fluffy brush, I'm gonna dip into that gently. And again, with hooded eyes, you don't really have a crease. It's covered up. So, we're just gonna leave that for now. So I have to fake one. and I just bring my crease shade up where I want it to be, and then blend it out. Doing my eyeshadow like this with the butterscotch tape will give me the winged liner look that I want, but I can't get using traditional means. And you'll notice I'm keeping that shade up here. I'm not bringing it down in here by my inner corner at all. We want to keep that as light and as bright as we can. Putting a darker shade there will make your eye look so much smaller than it actually is. And we're going for big eyes. Big eyes are what I want today. Okay, and now I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. It's a much darker brown shade on a Rephr number 14, which is a much smaller blending brush. I like this for my eyes because they are hooded, and this is small, and I can control where the shadow goes. And again, I'm keeping the dark shades all the way out here, not bringing them onto the inner portion of my eye. I placed an order on the Pat McGrath Labs website over the weekend. No, last week. I really want to try the foundation. So I grabbed that, and while I was there, they had this little palette for $10. And I thought, nah, I'll throw that in my cart and grab it and see what we think. So I'm gonna use this middle shade right here, and that is called Gold Nectar. And on my Rephr number 2, it's just a flat shader brush, I'm going to get that going all over my lid. I sincerely doubt it needs to be sprayed, but I'm going to, just to avoid fallout. Bring it over to meet up with that dark brown shade out here. Sometimes I bring the dark shade in farther onto my lid, a third of the way, sometimes half, but today I'm keeping it out on the outer portion. I'm bringing the shimmery shade up onto my crease area, because if I look straight ahead, you can't see it when my eyes are open on just my mobile lid. So I bring it up and fade it into the dark shade out there as well. I know some people think you can't put shimmer on your crease or outer portion of your eye, and that's baloney. You can put shimmer shades wherever you want to. On me, because my eyes are hooded, it will end up there anyway. So I figure I do it intentionally. I can control how much and where it goes. And then I think it just looks a little better. That's what I do. Of course, you can do what makes your heart happy. If it happens to be similar to this, perfect. If it's entirely different, that's perfect too. And I'm just gonna blend the two shades together, and that's it. So now let's remove the tape and see how it looks. I think it looks pretty good. Now to finish this off, I obviously can't leave it like that. I'm going to get my Rephr number 3 and a little of that dark brown shade we used in the outer corner of the eye, and just make the top lash or the top lid blend with the lower lash line. Keeping the majority of the shadow on the outer portion, and taking that fluffy brush, I'm just going to run that all along the edge. Just soften it up a bit. At this point, you have a couple of options. You can leave your waterline completely naked. You can put in something colorful and fun. You can use a dark brown. You can use a nude. It really just depends on your mood. I'm going to line my upper waterline, or tight line, if you will, with my milk liner in the shade CEO. It's a nice dark brown. This is another trick to make your lashes look more thick and full, is to darken your waterline before adding mascara, and it just gives the illusion of more lashes. Can you see the difference from the side of this eye in like what the lash line kind of looks like? Since I've been on and on and on about wanting to open up my eyes and make them look bigger, I'm going to line my lower waterline with my Anastasia Beverly Hills highlighting pencil. This is the Duo. There's a matte shell and a lace shimmer. I don't normally use the lace shimmer, so let's use that today. I'm just gonna put this on my waterline. I don't know if I love that. Let me grab a different nude liner. This is my Urban Decay shadow stick in the shade Buffer. I believe I've used this recently and I liked it. So yeah, I think it looks good. And I brought that all the way in onto the inner portion of my waterline. Again, gives the illusion of bigger, brighter eyes. Last but not least, I know not everyone does this or believes this. I have found it to be true that curling your lashes makes a difference. And for me, it does. It may not for everybody, and that's totally fine. I'm not saying if you don't do it or you don't see a difference, you're doing it wrong. I'm definitely not. I'm saying for me, it makes a noticeable difference. Curling your lashes is weirdly time consuming. You know, you've got to put it on and kind of pinch, 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 and you really kind of have to leave it for a few minutes. And then what I do is I move the lash curler up my lashes about halfway and repeat. Just pinch, 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 and hold, pinch and hold, pinch and hold. That way you're getting a lift from the base of your lashes and a curl midway up your lashes. This is the, what are you? This is a Smashbox Superfan Mascara. I've been using this quite a bit off camera. It's not like the best mascara ever, but it does make my lashes look nice and long and fluttery. So I keep using it. I don't know that I'd repurchase it since I love the Rare Beauty one so much. But can you see a difference between my right and left eyes? I think it makes a big difference. I do think it opens up my eye, and I do think that it gives it a bit of a lift. Okay, I'm gonna pop off real quick, finish my other eye, fix my hairs if I can, and come back and we'll wrap this up. I'm back. I applied some mascara to my lower lashes, and that's it. That's the look done and dusted. I hope that some of these tips and tricks are helpful to you. If not, at least maybe the video was a bit entertaining. I really appreciate your time here. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of it with me. Be good and remember to be kind to you.